This is the event which happened, which leading the foundation of transforming India, National Police of India, police force, of course. I had a recently privilege of being part of Deloitte's uh, event, which was last 2 days. I spent whole 2 days, 8 hours a day for 2 days, understanding how India is shaping and gearing up for 2047, where we see India as a developed nation. And very soon embarking on the journey of becoming a $5 trillion economy. Not only for India, we are doing impact, and you see Seema is teaching, coaching, mentoring people, army folks in US. And then, of course, we have had several of the interventions with the global thought leaders, and that's what the work which we have done in the past. So you can close this presentation. I want to come back to Mr. LB Prasad, and let's talk about, let's nail it. And if you could, if you could, so how, let's move forward from here. So, Mr. Prasad, I would like to take up on this conversation. I know that we met, I think it was in 2006, if I'm not wrong, right? That time, what was going to, I think it was about 2003 to 2004, 5, 6, but then what was going through at that stage in the country, early 2000? Could you, you're not audible. Not, you're not audible. Can you click on the audio? No, you're not audible. Is he audible to others? No, you're not audible. Not audible. Ashish? Just hang in there, guys. Sometimes things happen, and it is all part and parcel of it. So technology glitches happen all the time. So I hope we are able to resolve the issue soon.
Yeah, Upendra. Sorry. I was
Okay.
unable to contact.
Okay, no
So,
issues. So
so
let me ask you this question again. It's good to see you and good to hear your voice again after long period, long time. So what was going through in early 2000 when you just joined probably Airtel?
yeah, so basically, let me first thank you, Astrovix and Astrovix Corporation, right? And Upendragiri, I was engaged around 2004 and 5, right? First time I had a meeting with him, right? And after completing my session, my professional career with Wipro in 2002, I joined Bharti Airtel Limited for their Airtel Enterprise Division as a head business excellence. Now, in 2002, when I was joined Airtel, Bharti Airtel, it was a very small company which was focusing on internet services. Then they have just entered into voice services, the mobile services, right? And the task given to me at that moment of time, because they have a big strategic plan to spread their coverage, their presence all over India, right, in terms of mobile connectivity, in terms of addressing the enterprise needs of network connectivities, services, and other things. So, since I had a background of Six Sigma, right, I was a black belt in Airtel, right? And when I joined, they hired me because of my process management approach, the quality aspects, right? And they have given me a task to scale up this, to transform small organization very fast right, with a speed and mostly if you can make it first time right, right, whenever you roll it out. So keeping all this quality concept, there were a lot of projects, strategic projects identified, like how to scale up our cultural aspects, right? So I approached Astrovix, right, because we identified certain projects which has to be rolled out in different function of the organizations. One was the network function. I was in business excellence. So how to align customers which are onboarded, how to tackle their customer experience aspect, the process aspect, the evaluation of systems which are relevant to that organized to manage a huge scale in future, like 3 years plan, 5 years plans, and 7 year plans. So I approached Astrovix. I met Upendra Giri and I shared my perspectives that we have big plan, right? And we would like to know the project management approach, because Six Sigma has taught me that any improvement plan you use, you take it as a project, and project is a basically focus on output, which is aligned to critical to quality, so that effectiveness and efficiencies are measured, because 3.4 defect in a million opportunities, the process is called at Six Sigma level, right? So having that thing, I discussed with him. He was very bold, sharing me what would be the scale, right, of this competency building in Bharti Airtel. I said that the resource pool which is there in Bharti Airtel is almost 10,000 resource pan India projects, right? I'm talking around 2005, right? And uh, and to train them on project management tools, right? He said that he is associated with PMI US, Project Management Institute of US. So I have gone through the entire high level presentation. So I said 10,000 resources are there. We need to train them. Then we need to encourage them to go to PMP certification, Project Management Professional Certification. And once some of the people pick up this capability and competency, I will set up a project management office in Airtel at Delhi and Gurgaon, right, to manage various projects which are running pan India, right, to take their updates, reviews, put a solid governance so that our efficiency and effectiveness is best in class. There was a competitive pressureness on Bharti Airtel also, because competition is also doing well, grabbing the market. So, understanding the competitors' presence, the strategic vision, the values we need to deliver to the customers, right? The change management aspect, the cultural change we need to bring in the organization. We tied up with Astrovix, and I must say thank on this forum that Astrovix has did a wonderful job, right? They trained almost 2,500 resources, right? And out of around 100 resources, they get certified with PMP, and we made them as a part of our project management office. I must say that whatever I have grown in Airtel, right, 13 years from 2002 to 2015, right, it's one of the significant contribution is done by Astrovix, PMI USA, right, and many people have developed skills and competency, and they have grown up along with us.
Yeah, so Prashant Sahab, I think if we remember the numbers when we probably approached them, because you said 10,000 people to be transformed. I think we selected 8,000 people, and I think 2,500 people ended up appearing for PMP certification journey. You know, so that was definitely a massive, massive, massive task, and it was at that given point that people thought it's just impossible, it just can't happen, you know but I think it was sheer vision support from Mr. Manoj Kohli at given point of time. He was the CEO, and then of course other team leaders. Actually, I remember the very first batch when all the VPs, especially the gentlemen, the tall white gentleman. What was his name?
He's a David Nishmore. David
Yes,
Nishmore. David Nishmore.
yes, yes. So he was like, he said, what do you guys can do, in India? You should look at America, look at the global best practice. I said, that's what I'm bringing to India. This is not, it's made globally for global consumption, but at a local competitive price. We brought that concept to India at that given point in time. And if you remember that time, of course, IBM was your
IT partner.
technology partner. Yes,
Yeah.
IT technology partner. And I know that was a massive contract given to them. If I'm not wrong, it was a size of a $10 billion, if I'm not wrong, right? Is it, what was the size of the contract, overall size?
$10 billion for 5 years.
So I used to say to people, because people used to say in the US that, hey, you guys from India are taking away jobs from India. I said, you know what? India has started reversing this cycle now. We started giving the billions of dollars of work outside of India to companies like IBM, which was a, well, of course, American company, right? So it was reverse engineering started happening. And then, of course, if I give the credit of this entire revolution, I would say Airtel name stands out. There's no question about it. But then once we set up the PMO to manage project and programs, large scale programs, I think every single company started jumping on this, opportunity. So I remember Airtel became the first example for us, setting up not only training, coaching, mentoring these people, but setting the PMO. And you had the core team to report on the dashboard. I remember that along with you and other team members, Sunil Bhati Mittal, would do the presentation to back then to Mr. Narendra Modi. He was the CM of Gujarat at that given point of time. Could you throw some light that I'm sure you had been part of that particular initiative called eGram project? Can you go in detail in this one? Because the audience this could be very powerful insight. What
Yes.
was this project about and all the program about and all that?
Yes. So let me, I think, thanks, Upendra. Right. I will provide, this is very large and complex project which Upendra is talking about. And I have been nominated by Sunil Bharti Mittal and Manoj Kohli as a project director. I would call it a project director, program director for this project. The intention of that time, Mr. Narendra Modi, currently who is the Prime Minister of India, was Chief Minister of Gujarat, right? And it is a time of 2006 beginning, right? We picked up a large government contract, which the name of the contract was eGram Vishwagram project. Basically, the project is to connect 14,000 villages of Gujarat, right, through connectivity. And the connectivity at that time was satellite connectivity, which is called very small aperture terminal VSAT, right? To connect all these 14,000 plus villages, right? Then to enable to work closely with NIC, the applications which are e-governance business applications for administration of villages, which we call them Gram Panchayat. Those who are in India, they will understand. But those who are from outside, this Gram Panchayat is nothing but as administrator of village to enable all digital processes of basically which are relevant to villages or villagers. Let me answer like birth certificate, death certificates, right? What is the agriculture price in the market, right? What is the fertilizer rates, right? How many family members are there in this house? All these details to enable that digitalization of that project should happen. This was a dream project of Sri Narendra Damodar Bhai, Narendra Modi ji, right? And I was introduced to the Chief Secretary and Chief Minister. I still remember it as a program director in front of that time Chief Secretary was Varis Sinha, right? And Chief Minister was Mr. Narendra Modi. I was introduced and and he said that this project is very complex. First time it is going to be experimented, right? The digitalization in India, right? And he he basically made it very clear to me at that time that you need to deliver with speed, with excellence, and he would review this project on a fortnightly basis. I would have to present the dashboards, the performance, plan versus delivery, the gap, the delay, the support required from him. So every fortnightly, since what I did basically, I established my PMO, Project Management Office in Gandhinagar in Gujarat. I sat down there since it is everything has to be installed in villages, right? And villages at a rural places. Reaching to village requires transportation and everything. So the complexities was very there. Some villages are near to cities, some villages are remote, some are very remote, very remote. So keeping all this in mind, right? And since I was master black belt of Six Sigma, and then I have acquired trainings from PMI USA through Pendra Giri and his team, the PMP, right? That 11 knowledge areas, right? To understand, to put a deep thinking. And then I thought that before I present the schedule, right, to the Chief Minister of Gujarat, I must get it deep thinking how to take it forward. First, we had a series of meeting with government stakeholders, with our internal stakeholders, understanding the complexity because material requirement to be moved from one place to another place, installation of hardware, installation of software, testing it, giving training to villagers, ensuring they know how to operate it. All these things, the entire scope in and out has been finalized. Then I presented the entire scope, the the schedule, right, and what are the risks associated, right, to the government bodies, and in front of chief minister. One question was asked. He said, I have a time of 9 months. The chief minister spoke to me. He had a time of 9 months. Would you be able to do in 9 months the entire project? Then I said, I will make it fast, provided you have to support me. So he asked me, what support you wanted to make this project fast? मैंने कहा, provide me a blanket letter that I should carry to, because this the entire state system, they have a block level, they have a tehsil level, they have a villager level. So give me authority, a letter issued by government of Gujarat, that wherever my team goes and they source this thing, they should allow the team to work there. If you allow me this, I will ensure that I would deliver this project in 6 months' time. So he asked, what systems you are going to implement? And then we discussed with Microsoft. We introduced the enterprise project management, right? The knowledge areas of PMI, right? Create schedule for various. We divided the entire Gujarat in 8 zones, right? And then for each zones, we set up a small project managers, right? And then they have to work very closely with our partners. The material has to move from Gandhinagar warehouse to different locations, like safety of material, safety of resources. All these things were finalized. And I am proud to share with all of you, right, with the support of Sunil Bharti Mittal, right, was very much committed for that project, right. He supported me at every juncture because he used to review on a weekly basis, right, along with Manoj Kohli, David Nishwal, he was sharing the name, right, and and I started delivering the project. So what I did, first I did a pilot. First I set up the NOC at Gandhinagar, because NOC has to monitor each and every connectivity, how it has been used by villagers, right? How the villager administrators are using it, right? So all this, the NOC was set up at Gandhinagar, and then with pilots of 7, 8 sites, we understood the integrity of the installation, the integrity of activities, how would we simplify the process aspect, the activity aspect, the testing aspect, the training aspect, everything in 7, 8 pilot cases. We created a workflow, we simplified everything, right? And it is a through MSCPM, the projects were access was given to customers, government officials, internal top management. Everybody was seeing how it is happening on a daily basis. So I'm proudful to share with you that I completed this project within 6 months of time, right? And with this performance, I must thank Sunil Bharti Mittal, Manoj Kohli sir, right? They recognize the entire team with reward and recognitions in terms of cash, in terms of non-financial aspects of like promotions and other things. And the World Communication Forum, they awarded me the best project management of decade in 2008. I wanted to present that award to Mr. Narendra Damodar Modi ji. So he set up a platform where I would share this award to them. It was Haripura in Surat, a village in Haripura, in Surat. Haripura is a village in Surat where that this event was organized by government of Gujarat, right? Mr. Narendra Modi came there from Airtel side. Manoj Kohli sir, Rajan Mittal, myself, everybody was there, and the replica of that award, and it is very close to my heart. Let me share with you. I was very emotional at that time, right? When I saw around 1.5 lakhs people watching this event in that village area, right? And it was telecast to entire Gujarat, and he was talking through connectivity to a village administrator of 7, 8 villages in Gujaratis, in Hindi, in English also, wherever the government officials were there, right? And it was major successful, right? And it is very close to my heart, right? And after this recognition, I have sharpened my project management skill, my program management skills, and business transformation skills. That's all I can share with all of
Great.
you.
Thank you so much for giving so much insight, and especially I could imagine how Mr. Modi ended up using this as a foundation to replicate at many places and became the Gujarat model. And on that, I think this was agenda manifesto, especially for the election just around that time. And what I could very well say that executive support is the fundamental reason why any project or program gets successful. So I always say that one thing, if you can get it, forget about funds, forget about resources, forget about anything else. If you just can get the executive sponsorship, one
Yes,
third of your trouble is over.
I agree with you.
And
I
I
agree with you.
think that was exactly done in Delhi also by Mr. Sridharan. He said to government, if you want me to execute Delhi Metro around the same time, he said, I don't want any political intervention. So any roadblocks should be removed. I think that's the letter you probably got. That's the blessing you probably got from Mr. Narendra Modi back then when he was CM of Gujarat. And today he's the third time. Modi 3.0 is the reason why we are talking about here. India is aiming to become a developed nation. And this is the Amrit Kal, which has started recently, and it's going to go for another odd. So by 2047, India is aiming to become the developed nation. And at the same time, the world is struggling with top three challenges: climate, food security, and cyber. These are three top challenges. And what do you think? Project or program management, how can this be of value at the juncture, the world is struggling with these three challenges. Could you give your perspective from a program perspective, from program management perspective? Because projects are you deliver deliverables. But when you talk about value realization for villagers, remote areas, so many people, so much diversity of India, Yuva, Mahila, Kisan, Garib Admi, these are the areas which we need to probably address. So, what is your take that India has such a huge opportunity but a challenge at the same time? I was part of the Arohan event organized by Deloitte, and Mr. Uh, Nitin uh, Nitin Gadkari was a speaker, and believe me, in his half an hour speech, he has used project and program at least 30 times. 30 times. He spoke of project, 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 project. But in the dictionary, if you go project and program, it gets interchangeably used. India only lives programs, by the way. These all big initiative, all mega initiatives, they're all programs because they have to have so many interrelated, smaller and small to medium to large complex projects put together, and they have to be managed in a very interchangeably fashion to deliver the common objective to benefit the people at large. So what is your take on stage India is at feeding 1.4 billion people, making sure the food is made available? Second, cyber threat, which is increasing by telecom revolution, AI adoption, then cloud adoption, and all these things leading to putting pressure on our grid, indirectly putting pressure on energy, and even for making sure this crisis is tackled.
So let me answer your question. Since in the last decade, 10 years back, there are a lot of technologies enhancement and revolution has happened. As you rightly said, that cloud has come, artificial intelligence has come, right? How this project management and program management work as a project management is basically a deliverables, right? It is temporary in phase, which creates a deliverables. As per my experience, program management is basically a multiple of projects, right? Who their objective is to deliver values to the stakeholders, to the customer, and the stakeholders. Now, when I say stakeholders could be internal, could be external, basically the customer's organization. So, program management is multiple projects, basically delivering values to stakeholders and customers, right? And the change management aspect is very crucial when you roll out a program, when you drive a program, because they are aligned to the strategic vision and value of the organization. So program management is the next level of the project management, right? And those colleagues and those resources who have started their career or their aspiration in project management. Project management provides a thinking process if it is aligned with PM walk, the knowledge body areas, right? Implement, create an output, uh, which is a function of the value who is going to use it, right? And second thing, the scope aspect, the quality aspect, the cost aspect. But the program management is basically has to deliver values to all stakeholders. When I say all stakeholders, there are stakeholders who are internal in the organization, there are stakeholders who are outside to the organization. It could be a customer or customers, right? So the chain is basically very complex, very complex. And for to address this complexity, in my 3.5 decades of 35 years of experience, I have learned a principle which I would like to share with all of you, right? And it is very important learning, and those who will implement, they can enhance their personal life, right? They will start delivering personal values. They will start delivering values to the relationship. They will start delivering values to society. They will start delivering values to country. They will start delivering to value to universe. So let me put my experience. It is my experience I would like to share with you, and I call it 7M philosophy. 7M philosophy. It is it which I have created using the project management skill, program management skill, supported by Six Sigma concept of define, measure, analyze, improve, and control, which is irrelevant to project management, program management, right? So this 7M philosophy, whenever you initiate any program, wherever you want to plan any program, it is very important to bring your thinking around 7M. This 7M, let me express it, because those who are in quality background, they may be knowing fishbone diagram, cause and effect diagram, right? So this is built on that only. And 7M's are, the first M is Mother Nature. When I say Mother Nature, is basically wherever you want to deliver this project, what are the laws, rules and regulations, the safety guideline, right, ESG areas, the environmental aspect you need to study. So first is Mother Nature. Wherever the project has to deliver, that Mother Nature, the laws, policies, regulation has to be studied when you create a project plan, a project schedule. Because sometimes it becomes a big risk, it become a challenge for your project success, right? So that's the first aim is Mother Nature, right? Which is basically the environment. The second aspect is money, because money is important, because some of the large and complex contract funding is required. Initially, you have to invest, and the return will come. So the money aspect, the capex aspect, the opex aspect is the other area you have to see what all parameters are there. My advice that you should create one member from finance team who will help you to identify the financial risk aspects, right? Right, and how to ensure the cash flow is managed properly till the program life cycle management. So this is the second area. The third area is naturally men or people, people competency and capability. The technology is changing. Cloud has come, artificial intelligence has come. We used to talk earlier only corrective maintenance, preventive maintenance, right? Now, the artificial intelligence can be a predictive maintenance. It will throw how it will look in future. So the predictive aspect, whatever the use technology, artificial intelligence to become a predictive about the program delivery, about the project delivery. So that there are a lot of security aspect at Indy has mentioned there are a lot of cyber security aspects are coming. The security area is also very important, and there are a lot of security measures like standards have come out. Integrate that standards ISO 27001 into this whenever you design the capability aspects, right? Men. The fourth area is material. Some of the projects you can deliver very fast if materials are available. If material has to come from other countries or some other partners who would take some time to deliver it, that we build that component when you plan or schedule the projects, right? The third, the the fifth aspect, machine, because project is connection of resources. You have to guide resources online sometimes. Say, so what machines and devices you are going to use when the project is rolled out? Like COVID has taught us online, always should be online. So you can connect over mobile, you connect over laptop, you can connect over any devices where chat GPT has also come up, right? Lot of tools are there. Enable these tools in your program management, right? Then that's called machine aspect. Then comes method. Rightly said by Upendra that method is very important. And pilot testing, as I said, pilot testing is key, right? Do first pilot, then create a method in a simplified manner, remove all non-value added activities. All non-value added activities is not customer is paying for that, or I'm not getting money for that. How can I remove non-value added activities? So that's called method. The last aspect is measurement. We always say that I delivered this project in 6 months' time. Let me say I EGRAM project. When I said that I delivered along with my team that project in 6 months' time, was it a best in class? At that time, maybe best in class. But today, lot of technologies and other things are there. So benchmark your measurements with best in class, or become
Right,
the
sir.
benchmark, become a benchmark to that. Is another way of thinking. So think big is also very important. Have I answered, Upen? Have I answered your
Yes, Art,
question?
for especially for me, because when we look at, yes, yes, you have done, you have answered the question very well. You summarized in a very simple manner, which can be remembered by people. So Mother Earth is definitely at the core of it, no matter what we do, because if you try to fly against the wind, which
Yeah,
is part of Mother Nature, it will,
right,
you will have
right, right,
struggles, right? Of course, right? So
right.
Mother Earth has so much to offer. So just align yourself with Mother Earth itself, right? The other
Yes.
things are constrained. So I was with CK Prahlad with the in Lahore, Pakistan in 2005, and I said to him, so Mr. Prahlad, there are constraints on the project. Uh, and we are constrained, we are limitations and all that. He said there could be constraints on the project, but the creativity does not have to be constrained.
Mm.
And then he said, I said, there are limited resources. He said, resources can be limited, but
Mm.
being resourcefulness is the
Yes,
bigger thing which you have to
yes,
leverage.
yes, I agree,
You
agree.
getting my point? So,
Yes.
so there are a whole bunch of people I want to call out, especially on this call, because they are sitting on the sideline. Pavan is there, who is trying to see, how this PMP certification can really help. Inderpal Singh also looking for PMP, and Saktival, Aman Ullah, Shishadra, Abhimanyu, Muhammad Haider Ali, Swapnil, Dalip Shukla, Binu, George, Rakesh Kumar, Manoj, Karthik, and Suchi. They all, you have inspired each one of them that it is something you need to hone your skills.
Mm.
You need to make yourself competent enough, because what I feel, there are two ways to look at life. One is right path and one is wrong path. If you are on the right path, you cannot stand still, because you would be run over by somebody
Right.
if you are on the right path. If you are on the wrong path, you stay by yourself, because nobody will opt for the going on the wrong path, right? So the right path, you need to only run
Yes.
and create a mark. And for that, you need to upskill, reskill, because
Yes.
I myself, Mr. Prasad, have taken 30 odd certification in the last 3 years time. 30
Mm.
certification I've gone through. And I'm just like you and I, probably same age. I'm 55. I learn every single day. And
Mm.
I learned so much from this conversation today. And I'm sure the young generation has so much to leverage the wisdom, uh, which comes in the part of these interactions and interventions. So what happens, the knowledge, the information becomes knowledge, knowledge becomes the wisdom. In order for knowledge to become wisdom, is the action in between, and action has to be of your own, nobody else's. My wisdom is not used to anybody unless they put their own perspective, they put their own action to it. So project management to me is that skill which helps you deliver unpredictable. Project means you're projecting which will happen in
Yes.
future, but you
Yes.
can conceive it today, but you will ensure something will happen tomorrow by conceiving it first and putting your best effort in getting it done. So that's part of that's how I see project aspect. But program is something when you talk about holistic value to various stakeholders, which you very beautifully said, that it's not only external stakeholders, these are first your internal stakeholder. And that's why Vinit Nair said, employee first. They are their first stakeholders, by the way. If you're not equipped yourself with the right skill set, how can you deliver the excellence to your customer? So on the path of excellence, you cannot just stand still. You need to keep moving forward. You need to keep marching ahead. I was with the Vice Army Chief yesterday, and they are talking to us, how do we resettle these people who get retired at the age of 40 from the army. Can you believe this? With the help of project management, we were able to bring KKR. KKR used to be number 10 team in 2009, 2010. We brought them from number 10 to number 4 and number 1 through project management. Kashi transformation, Ayodhya transformation, police reform, irrigation, postal reform, you name it, because these are large, complex programs for the nation. So I think the world has to move past the traditional aspect of project management. They have to start focusing on creating value. And value stream management would be next big thing. So there are people who have so many questions. How do they go equip themselves? You spoke about 10 knowledge areas and all sort of 5 process groups and all that. But then PMI has recently introduced agile perspective also. So people who have done project management PMP certification 10 years back, or I did in 99, believe me, I needed to skill myself to be relevant in today's context. I am committed for making sure India leverages the power of PPM, project portfolio program and portfolio management. If you remember, you pointed out very well that Sunil Bharti Mittal used to give a dashboard reporting on Microsoft project, which we put together as a team. I had a team of 25 people reporting to you that time. And I wanted to share with you, by the way, one of my team members that time, he was the technical lead. Guess what? He just joined one of the big 4 company as a partner. Can you believe this? He was a technical person who was configuring your solution that time. He's a partner in one of the big 4 company today. Because you combine your technical skill, you brought the excellence what project management, program management offers to you, and you create wonders not only for your personal life, but everybody around you. So with this, I think I'm going to open this floor for some questions, and let's see some questions coming from people, and they want to know what is the journey forward. You emphasize so much. I really appreciate your time. It's been wonderful journey, and I enrich and cherish those memorable days when we together crafted a vision for India, and with that, various initiatives came out of India, whether it's e-gram project or e-governance initiative for India, police reform, irrigation reform, postal reform, Kashi reform, and Ayodhya reform lately. They cannot happen without programmatic approach. So portfolio management focuses on what choices we should make as a nation to become a developed nation. That talks about portfolio management. Then once you choose a choice, you make a choice, you need to commit to a goal, and goal has to be owned by you, and the actions have to be owned by you. You have to be made accountable to own those goals and the goal and your actions, and that ownership leads to deliverables. So I wanted to ask you last question. You work so closely with Narendra Modi Sahab. A lot of people ask me what kind of person he is when it comes to what gets measured gets done, because that's the philosophy I knew for a long period of time. Focus, flow, and feedback. Proximity matters. Continue to accumulate, and what gets measured gets done. I
Hmm.
wanted to hear a perspective as a person, individual person, how he had been able to excel no matter what he did, even when he was CM of Gujarat.
See, let me answer your question because I know him from my Gujarat days. I have done my engineering from MS University, Baroda, Faculty of Technology and Engineering, right? And as far as I have worked with him for EGRAM project when he was Chief Minister of India, right? Chief Minister of Gujarat, right? And to my the something I have picked up from him. He's a good communicator. He's a good visionary. He thinks 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, what would happen for a country, right? Right. So he's a visionary, right? He is a good communicator. He connects audience basically very well. If he speaks to villager, he speaks in their language. If he speaks to qualified resources, he's modified his communication accordingly. But the intent and message and objectives remain same, right? And he's a very
Wow.
visionary. He is very visionary. He believes whatever technologies can simplify and start delivering values to the individual. He's always there. Whenever I was part of their reviews, he always asked, now you have done it. Don't explain me what you have done. What is pending? You tell me when you will complete. He always thinks about future. Present, he will take us basically, where are you? Then he will push you fast to go far with a speed to achieve your goal and objectives. So if you ask me to summarize, he is a visionary. He is very disciplined in his lifestyle, right? He review whatever everything is close to him. He spends time. He listens people, their thoughts, their views, and then after discussing only, then he shares his final what to do. Right. So he's a good listener. He's a very big fan of technology, right? And he wants that one has to deliver values. So a visionary leader, a good communicator, and I would call result oriented personality.
Wonderful. See, I was speaking, I think it must be a decade back somewhere. I used to emphasize on three things in a leader. One, that of course, vision. A person who could see future before future happens.
Right.
You could envisage the vision with the future. And then you can communicate to your people to bring everybody on the same page. Many times what I hear from people, the people will on the same page, but they are not clear themselves which page they are talking about. So bringing people on the same page. Then the third one is very important. You walk with people, not walk over people to get to your vision. Because your people will struggle and you have to be behind your people as strength of pillar so that they know there is assurance that you are always behind their back in order to deliver excellence. So this is something which I noticed, and that's what I try to live with within my life also. I try and do that. I talk to people at various level within my company. I am working on building this company back again. The Astrovix Corporation, which was founded in 99, which we have done revolution in the country with telecom revolution. Now we are gearing up for AI adoption for the nation, agriculture revolution in the country. We are talking about urbanization in the country. And we are very close to Mother Nature because my background is environmental engineering 32 years back. I want to give back to the nation. And you know what? There are people on this call. There are people on this call who are putting so much content right here. Somebody said, "Hi, sir. I also have worked with NIC Delhi and Chandigarh for the recent new criminal law implementation, releasing four web and mobile application named uh, Saksha, e-prison, e-summons, e-forensic. Hoping that we can connect out on the webinar. We will definitely do that. My team will connect with you, sir. Very much so. Akashji, there's another gentleman. Um, Great experience, sir. I'm thinking that how can I reach there? There's another person, Snida. I can say I'm lucky enough to get trained for PMP at Delhi by Upendra Giri through Astrovix, handled multiple projects successfully after coming out of Indian Air Force. Thank you, sir, for your service. Thank you, supporting the nation. We'll love to have you as one of the speakers down the road. And uh, and then it's gonna be we are committed to bring these success stories under the banner called Milestone Masters. I did an interview with Mr. Manoj Kohli very recently, which you on the LinkedIn, by the way, people can reach out to that post and get inspiration. A lot of people commented on that. So it's our effort to go back, learn from the history, and with that confidence that we can rewrite the history back again, where the complexity and challenges are changing in the world, continuously evolving. And we live in a more complex world than 10 years back and hundreds of years back. So complexity is bound to increase. We need to sort it out with technology, implementation, all that. So now I would like to see that there are people asking, hey, what's in there for us? We want to be like Mr. Prashant. A lot of people are asking me, by the way. Let me offer you something very special. I would like to have my team bring the slides, because we have something very interesting happening, because we want to relive history. And we are here committed. I came back to India after 8 years of setting my family back again in US. I'm here committed for the nation. 10 years I'm here, by the way, on the ground. I'm not going away. And God willing, we will do some wonders together. So, Mr. Prashad, there would be definitely opportunities. Let's try and see what collaborations could be there. But let me just ask my team to put the slides back again, because people are asking, how do I get there? And what is the offer for these people today, right? So, by the way, this is a very exclusive offer, very exclusive offer. We teaching Project Man PMP certification across the globe. This certification, the value has increased many folds. We do offer this program in US about $1,000. We make it very affordable for India. We kept it for individually inclusive of GST, which is about 18%. The individual price for today, it's supposed to be 30,000 almost. But today, for people who are individual people on this call only, it's a 15% discount, which puts it $25,000. Sorry, not dollars, 25,000 rupees. But for those people who come in the, because this is the power, collective power, togetherness, and we appreciate that. If you are interested, you are coming as a group, more than 3 people, then per person it would be 20,656 rupees per person. This is for PMP. People who have done PMP long back, they want to refresh the agile aspect of it. I encourage those people to go for PMP back again, because there is agility being built into new PMP certification. I strongly recommend for those people who already have exposure to PMP and agile, I would say they should consider moving to program management certification. Program management certification talks about something which will deliver value in the company through change management, so that you don't only focus on deliverables, but you focus on value creation. And trust me, I have seen my life has transformed since 99. I used to be a very simple guy. I'm a complex guy today, but not complex in this way that I'm sorted, but at the same time, I create much more value, knowing that how you become efficient and empowered with the right skills and tools and techniques and methodology and framework. So could you go to the next slide, because I want to make sure people get this information. We're starting this certification PGMP is starting on October 26th, which I will personally take it. I will be taking from US. Of course, it's a virtual class. It's starting 7 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. in the evening. This would be a virtual class. It's a $1,500 for US audience. But for India, we have a very specific, very special price of 58,999, especially with the inclusive of service tax. For individuals, it's 50,000. But for people, for more than 3 people in a group, it would be 41,299. This is the offer from our side. Only for 24 hours, you need to touch with our people if you want to leverage this opportunity. Otherwise, it goes back to the original price, right? So thank you for giving me this opportunity to facilitate this session. And I would like to take any call, any questions people might have. I would like to open the floor for any discussions. And we can probably, if you can raise your hand, if you have any question between myself and Mr. Prashad, we would be more than happy to answer your question. If there are hands being raised, guys, could you do us this favor? You can remove this slide and then you can put back this, the folks on the screen so that we can answer some of the questions. Any question people might have? You can unmute them, guys. You can unmute if any questions on the floor. Rana Asfaq just joined. Any question we could answer? So somebody asked me this question earlier, that how can you come on this platform if you have a powerful story to share? You know what? Since we work together, I've seen the work of Mr. Prashad. I know his credibility, his competence, and what he has done for the nation. And of course, these are some of the criterias which we have, that, what you have done in the past, unique idea, the impact is for masses, and then of course, how does it touch the lives of not just few people, but the scale has to be a little big, right? So that's the intent here. So if you know somebody who has done this thing, we would be more than happy to bring you on this platform and share your story and your insights, your inputs, and the inspiration which people can draw upon. So let's see if any question is out there. How long will be the duration of the training? So the training duration would be, suppose PMP is 35 contact hours. So you can imagine there would be 8 sessions, 4 hours each, spread out for various, so it's a weekend class, I believe. So it would be like 8 sessions, 4 hours each. So depending upon, it is the published calendar, which can be, you can go to UpBuild academy.com, know exactly what calendars are being published. But PGMP certification is 23 contact hours. This would be equivalent to 3 full days, which would be 6 hours, 6 sessions for 4 hours each. So this is how it would be organized, would be structured. The content would be shared in this format. Content is would be shared in the virtual environment online, the similar format, but then we will make sure that a lot of simulation happen and you tend to get the best knowledge out of this. So there is a question from Satyam Tiwari. How can we manage project in which continuously ECN is coming and customer pressure is very high? ECN, is it change request? ECN means, I don't get the ECN. It's a they okay. If the continuously change request is coming. So Mr. Prashad, somebody's asking, how can we manage project in which continuously change requests are pouring in, and you cannot, if you can't freeze something, you can't deliver.
Yeah, so let me answer his question. So basically, whenever you prepare a project plan or project schedule, it is very important to interact with all stakeholders in the customer organization, right? Because setting the right expectations with the connecting with the reality is very important. Right? If he would have shared the priority at the beginning of the before creating a project plan during the project kickoff meet and other thing, then you can incorporate into your schedule. But since any you have forgotten to incorporate such requests, now the change requests are coming. Do the assessment, right? The reality and share the reality, the revised schedule to the customer. Because reality is a reality. As I said, Mother Nature, if flood, continuous rains are happening, and you have to do an installation of hardware in an open area, it's not possible. So you have to connect with the reality, share the reality, and give a revised plan for that. But I would suggest that whenever you create a project plan or revision of the plan after certain reviews, right, bring reality, data, ground reality is very important. Ground reality, if you connect with the project plan, things will always go as per the plan.
So, Mr. Prasad, in the projects which I've been involved, large complex programs, for example, like I remember I was involved in Kashi transformation, and Badalta Banaras, by the way, is name given by me, myself. So the transformation Varanasi happened, right? So I remember that time the bridge over Ganges was created, and then the Prime Minister was supposed to inaugurate the bridge, right, at the completion of the bridge. So that was one project. I will
Mm.
tell you the complexity when it comes, the complexity. So the bridge is done, but the secondary and tertiary roads are not done. So the crowd from one side ended up being on the bridge.
Mm.
Now they're waiting for hours just to realize later that the other part is not done. So that
Mm.
is where you need to see the holistic aspect of program management,
Yes.
right? So when we talk about when the change requests are coming continuously, I will go, there's always trade-off in life.
Yes.
If you want ahead of time, on time, then you have to limit the scope. They always say, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, then go together. So the scoping is done same way. So if you want fast means, then scope has to be limited. It
Yes.
can't be that everything can be delivered on day one, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
In my opinion, you want to have the best value you can get out of a project or initiative or anything which you do in life. Get the users involvement right in the
Yes.
beginning.
Yeah, it's a beginning. Yes.
And right in the beginning, you can't just say that, okay, we have delivered this, and what do you think about this? They said, but by the way, we did not need this, what you just delivered. So right at the conceptualization stage, your opportunity to create value is very high. Not towards the end, by the way.
Yes.
The value which you can provide, the inputs which you can provide right in the beginning is way too high. And risk of not delivering is very low, actually.
So let me add to Upendra, right? When I was in Airtel, Ericsson, and recently three more companies, right? Uh, Basically, I always institutionalize and post the team, those who are involved in project management or program management, do not create plan in isolation. Involve all stakeholders, have 112 meeting, present what contract terms and conditions are saying, what are their expectation, what can be going into scope, what cannot be going to want to add, what are the extra prices, what should be the timelines. After series of discussion, then they will have a project kickoff meet customer that will present the schedule. And they will have internal kickoff meet based upon the project kickoff meet having with external, and then they will integrate, and finally it will be shared with all. So the chances of revision or change request will get minimized. Still, change request will come. Let me make it very clear, because with time and aspirations, things changes very fast, right? Change request will come. If you minimize to the best possible, you are a good program manager. You are a good program director.
Very, very well said, sir. Very well said. I think our audience is blessed to listen to you, especially who has done mega initiative in a very short period of time, mission critical, which led the foundation from Gujarat to Prime Minister's office. And I think it could not be a bigger testament to this, of excellence. Excellence always wins. With this, I am coming back to the audience and see if there's any question they might have, so that we can, because it's a time was given, although we had little spillover on time, we try to be remembering those triple constraint: scope, time, cost. You know, so this is a free webinar, so cost is not, of course, the cost of you and I being little be on the call for a little longer. So of course, this always there's a cost to it. So, but anyways, I really wanted to thank you from bottom of my heart on behalf of this wonderful team which we have put together. We are looking for people to further join our workforce, especially people who are thinkers and doers and who think differently, who have a mission to create a difference in this country and create an impact in this world. And when the world is struggling with three important challenges: climate, food security, and cyber. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. We can take off from here, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.